hell, Jasmine!
I watched you derail a professional panel over a personal issue I shouldn't even know exists.
It didn't start at the panel.
I don't care where it started. She confronted me first, publicly. And you thought the appropriate response was retaliation in front of cameras?
She doesn't get to act innocent after everything she said.
This is exactly the problem. I'm sitting here listening to emotions instead of explanations.
You're acting like I committed some crime. No. I'm acting like you embarrassed this company in front of sponsors. The internet moves on in 2 days. Executives don't get to move on from public instability that quickly. You're blowing this out of proportion. Security stepped between two grown women, Bianca. Then you carried it onto a stage with our company attached to your name. So that's it? One bad moment and suddenly I'm disposable? No. What made you disposable is that you couldn't separate your personal feelings from your professional responsibilities. Pack your things, get out of my building. But Lonnie, you're fired!
No way, that is hilarious.
Are you ready to order? Enjoy your mimosa, ma'am.
This place is always so busy. This is exactly what I needed today.
This place is absolutely crazy today. Order for table 12 is ready.
She didn't know what Bianca was gonna do. She knew who she was dealing with.
That should have been enough. I didn't know until I saw her stand up. What do you mean? The way she looked at me, I knew it was about to be some bullshit.
And Hajrija still sat there. What was she supposed to do in that moment? Not put you in that position to begin with.
I had to defend myself in front of everybody.
And now it lives online, and that's something that can't be undone.
She didn't mean for it to go like that. She's not perfect, but she can't be held accountable for Bianca's bullshit.
But it's the fact that it keeps happening around her. At some point, it's not just bad luck.
The quarterly report is ready for review.
I wanted to reach out personally before legal sent anything formal.
Formal about what exactly?
Meridian Crest has decided to move in a different direction regarding representation.
You're dropping me?
This wasn't an easy decision. Your work has been exceptional.
Then why now? I've been working this account for months.
There's been concern about instability around your position at VRI. And frankly, some concerns about perception. We've heard speculation that you may not remain with VRI long term. We just can't attach the account to uncertainty right now.
And where exactly did that speculation come from?
I assumed internally, someone close to VRI leadership. These things usually don't circulate without substance.
I understand.
For what it's worth, this wasn't personal.
Ryan just tanked an 8-figure partnership over office gossip. What happened? Lonnie fired me 20 minutes ago. Wait, seriously? Apparently, my personal brand became a liability to the company. Ryan's aligning me with Gloria now. Meridian Crest thinks I'm attached to controversy.
Corporate people always panic the second the internet starts talking.
I worked months for that partnership. And Sienna just started talking to me again. I never mentioned you in the live. You invited me there knowing you were going after Jasmine. Jasmine embarrassed me first. So you used me to get back at her. I lost my job today too, Music. I didn't come here to fight you. They threw me away like none of this mattered. But you keep dragging people into your wars. I'm not gonna sit there and let Jasmine play victim forever. You care more about winning than what happens after. I gave Lonnie everything. You practically built the social side of this company. And now I'm unemployed with a ring light and bad press. You already switched from employee to influencer in your head months ago. I didn't think it would happen this fast. It's just me and Declan left handling Quarterlies now. They're dumping all of Quarterlies on you two? Ryan wants me overwhelmed. They're trying to isolate you before Quarterlies fail. They're aligning everything against me at the same time. I didn't realize my live would help them. If Quarterlies collapse, Ryan gets exactly what he wants. People like Ryan wait for public mess so they can make private moves. I don't even know who I am outside this company. Then maybe this is the first time you actually figure it out. After my engagement ended, I left police work and started over. Maybe this is your fresh start too. Some careers only look huge when you're standing inside them. The moment I stepped away, everything finally became clear. You think they're really gonna push you out too? They already started. So, how bad is it? Worse than I'd like. That's not an answer. Devin saw the exchange. We established that yesterday. He contacted the air company to confirm if a maintenance request was real. People ask questions when they're curious. And dangerous people ask questions when they're close. You think Devon's dangerous? I think he's paying attention. That's usually the first mistake people make. What if he talks to Hajrija? About what? The meeting. And maybe he starts comparing things that don't make sense. You still think Hajrija knows something? I think she knows more than she lets on. The bug says otherwise. 3 weeks of surveillance. No calls, no meetings, no mistakes. Everybody hides something.
Did you pull her file at the department she used to work at?
I'm supposed to get a call from the commander of internal affairs this evening.
Good. I'm sure you'll find something. No one makes it through cop world without skeletons, you know that.
Loney's getting closer.
Loney's loud. That's it, nothing more.
Victor isn't. He doesn't know when to quit.
No. He's the kind who digs in deeper the second you think he's done.
He's the one doing the real damage.
Victor's always preferred working behind the curtain. Most ex-husbands would have moved on by now. Victor was never most men.
No. He spent 20 years learning how you think.
And I spent 20 years learning how to beat him.
Morning. Hey, everything clear on your end? Anything interesting happen overnight?
Nothing major. A resident on 21 thought somebody was following her through the garage. Checked the footage, turned out it was just another resident heading to the same elevator. Actually, let's get ahead of today's checklist. I want a full property patrol done now. Garage, amenities, service quarters, mechanical floors, the whole route. Right now? Everything already looks pretty quiet.
Maybe. That's why I'm sending you to verify it. Go run the patrol.
Real estate expansion, luxury developments, record growth, another award. Yeah, I get it.
There it is. Wait. That doesn't make sense.
Routine checks complete. Nothing's out of order. Guest log matches every entry.
Good. Appreciate it. I've got a few things I need to take care of myself. Keep an eye on the lobby for me. I'll be back in a bit.
files are secure.
Good. Do not linger.
3 years in, Apex remains the largest active corruption investigation in this office. And every major development in this case has led us back to the same network. We've accumulated witness statements, banking records, grant documentation, internal communications, and enough financial discrepancies to map a decade of activity. Because every layer we uncover reveals another network of influence. Apex remains our highest priority public corruption case.
Before Apex, there was Lumina, a nonprofit founded by Gloria Nguyen and Lonnie Sinclair to support underserved communities across Dallas.
Grants expanded, programs grew, and both women became highly respected throughout the city. Then Gloria began expanding into Apex, presenting it as a vehicle to scale investment and community engagement efforts.
Eventually, Lumina became larger than Apex itself, and that's when oversight became significantly more complicated.
The question that first drew us into the financial records was straightforward. Why were the expenditures reported to grant providers consistently higher than the districts we could actually verify?
As we traced the money, a larger question emerged. Why were million-cated to community engagement initiatives producing far document services than the funding level should have supported?
Rather than ignore the discrepancies of functions, Lonnie began documenting them internally and preserving records.
Victor Williams, Gloria's former husband and a board member, is the one who tipped us off. Once information reached federal investigators, professional disagreements became personal fractures, and those fractures never healed. Despite years of scrutiny, Gloria retains influence, resources, and loyal people around her. Tracy Halloway, her head of security and most trusted confidant. Hajrija's proximity to multiple individuals connected to this investigation doesn't make her a target, but it does make her increasingly relevant. Major cases rarely collapse because of evidence alone. They become dangerous when the people involved stop protecting each other.
You look lost.
I found exactly who I was looking for.
That's unfortunate. I was enjoying the quiet.
This won't take long.
People always say that.
Meridian Crest dropped me.
I heard.
I think you helped them make that decision.
Ooh. That's a serious accusation.
It's an observation.
Can I get you anything to drink, ma'am?
A dry martini, please.
Of course, I'll have that right out for you.
Thank you.
Timing looks suspicious when you don't like the outcome.
This wasn't about timing.
Then what was it about?
Taylor.
She seems to occupy a lot of your attention lately.
Not mine. I don't waste my attention on wives. I pay attention to the people hiding behind them.
One dry martini.
Thank you.
People who spend their lives hunting for hidden motives usually do it because they're terrified of the obvious ones.
You saw Gloria's situation getting messy and decided I was standing too close to it.
Gloria generates plenty of attention on her own.
Attention is useful, especially when nobody has to monitor it.
You think I started asking them?
I think you knew exactly what Meridian Crest would start monitoring.
And why would I care what Meridian Crest thinks?
Because you care what Taylor thinks.
Interesting theory.
Call it whatever you want. Just don't interfere with one of my accounts again.
That bitch crazy.
Interesting.
Our strategic initiatives have driven significant account growth this quarter. However, we must address these underperforming metrics immediately to secure our strategic recovery.
Camille, assuming we agree with the objective, how exactly do you expect us to achieve those numbers when a single quarter?
Fair question. We stop funding inefficiency and double down on what's already producing results. The opportunity is already in this room. Execute properly and the numbers follow.
Let's break here. We'll resume after lunch. How are things looking over here? Organized, predictable. A rare achievement around here lately.
You sound distracted.
I've been thinking. That usually means I'm about to hear something I don't like.
Not necessarily. Sometimes it just means I'm paying attention.
People. Changes. Patterns. And what pattern are you seeing? You've become very interested in Hajrija. I think something about her bothers you. Some people create friction wherever they go.
Or maybe they expose friction that was already there.
You always find a way to complicate things. And you always find a way to simplify people. I just think some people walk into a place without understanding how it works. I think that's the first honest thing you've said all day. Then let me save you some trouble, Camille.
You can work with me now, or deal with the consequences later. This one. The other cover explains the company. This one protects the brand. So this is where the reputation gets built. Good work, everyone. I like what I'm seeing. Give me a few minutes. Keep moving. The engagement numbers doubled after the redesign.
Push the campaign launch to Monday. I want another review first. The advertiser approved the final placement.
You've been harder to reach lately. I've been trying to figure out whether I was imagining something, and I don't think I was. That sounds concerning. Only because I care about you. You think this is personal. There's a reason for that. I'm sure there is. You don't sound convinced. I think you've already decided who she is. I've paid attention. No. You formed an attachment to a conclusion. You make that sound unhealthy. I think hurt people sometimes become very certain. I think you're carrying something into this that has nothing to do with her. That's a serious accusation. No. It's a serious concern.
I'm gonna tell you like I just told Camille. People don't get to commit to a plan and then suddenly decide they're uncomfortable when it's time to follow through.
You can disagree with me all you want. But if you're standing in the way when it's time to act, don't expect mercy. Of course, that's when Bianca decides to implode. Now we're short a department head and everyone expects the numbers to magically fix themselves. Fine, I'll handle it myself.
You usually only wear a path into the floor when something's bothering you. Want to tell me what happened?
That's generous. I've spent the entire day putting out fires while you've been impossible to reach. Bianca's gone. Half my afternoon disappeared into damage control. And somehow the one person I actually needed today was nowhere to be found.
Wait. What do you mean Bianca's gone? Gone?
I swear to God, if Ryan walks into this office tomorrow acting like he did everyone a favor, I might actually lose my mind.
That's a strong opening. But you still haven't told me what happened.
Loney fired Bianca. Then Ryan somehow convinced Meridian Crest to drop me from the account. So in less than 24 hours, I lost a department head and one of my biggest clients. Months of work. Gone. Just like that.
Sit down.
I don't want to sit down.
Which is exactly why you should sit down.
You're annoying.
Couch.
Fine. But I'm still furious.
Good. Be furious. Just don't confuse being furious with being finished.
Easy for you to say. You didn't just get pushed out.
No. But I've watched enough people get pushed out to know the first reaction is usually the wrong one.
So what, I'm supposed to smile and pretend this doesn't matter?
No.
You're supposed to stop giving Ryan free rent in your head long enough to think.
You make that sound simple.
It is simple. Not easy. Different thing.
I hate when you do that.
Do what?
Take the thing I'm spiraling about and reduce it to one sentence.
Occupational hazard.
Fine. What's your grand strategy then?
First, stop treating this like a verdict. It's a move.
A move?
Yeah. Somebody made a move. Which means the game is still being played. You lost one account. You still have relationships, results, and a year of proving exactly what you can do.
When you list it like that, it sounds ridiculous that I'm panicking.
You're not panicking. You're hurt. Those aren't the same thing.
You're annoyingly perceptive for someone who pretends to be all spreadsheets and deadlines.
I never said I was only spreadsheets and deadlines.
No, you just let people assume it.
Safer that way.
Funny. That's exactly what people say about me.
Maybe that's why our first date lasted 4 hours.
You know, I called you ready to burn the building down.
And now?
Maybe I'm a little less angry.
I'll take that as a win.
You always do.
Not always.
Oh?
Sometimes I have to settle for progress.
Is that what this is?
I think so. An hour ago, you were ready to burn Ryan's career to the ground.
Only his career?
See? Progress.
You're impossible.
And yet you keep calling.
That's because you keep making sense.
Funny. I was hoping it might be for another reason, too.
Was that your attempt at being subtle?
Not particularly.
Good. You're not very good at subtle.
Then I'll be direct.
You really had a custom seal made? God, you're dramatic.
If I was going to give you something important, I wasn't about to put it in a standard envelope. I have a reputation to maintain. Try not to judge it until you open it. So what do you say? Are you down or not?
How did you get these?
I know a guy. And I'll take that as a yes.
You're unbelievably dramatic. Fine, I'll go. But if the second date comes with its own presentation folder, I'm leaving. The company's falling apart and this is what you're focused on? Doesn't seem very practical of you, Declan.
I thought your problem was that I keep making sense. You're thinking too hard about this. I can see it all over your face. Music walks into a room and suddenly you're building 10 different theories before she's even sat down.
Someone should be. Everyone else seems comfortable accepting what's in front of them. That's usually when people miss something important.
Or sometimes what's in front of you is exactly what it looks like. Not every person connected to Gloria is hiding a secret.
I'm not saying she's hiding one. I'm saying I don't like unanswered questions. Gloria wasn't careless with relationships. She kept people at a distance for a reason.
And because Gloria kept people at a distance, you're suspicious of anyone she let close?
I think it's worth understanding. That's different.
You know what I think? I think music got caught in the wake of something she never asked to be part of.
You sound very certain for someone who spent years discovering people weren't who you thought.
Fair point. But I've learned something from all of that. Most people aren't masterminds. Most people are standing too close when something explodes.
That's generous.
Maybe. But spending your life assuming everyone is guilty gets exhausting.
Trust is earned.
Agreed.
Nobody's accusing her. I'm trying to understand why you seem so determined to protect her.
Because she's the kind of person who gets crushed when other people make bad decisions.
You're talking about Gloria now.
No. I'm talking about collateral damage.
You rarely talk about Gloria anymore.
That's because most people think they know the story.
Don't they?
No. They hear marriage, affair, and divorce and decide that's the whole thing. The truth is, my marriage was dying long before Lonnie and I ever crossed a line.
Because of Apex.
Because of what Apex was becoming. I sat on the board. I saw things most people didn't. Financial decisions that made no sense. Partnerships nobody could properly explain. Money appearing where it shouldn't. At first, it looked like a victory. Apex had money, influence, connections. Everyone said the partnership would change everything. But the louder Apex celebrated helping people, the harder it became to understand where the money was actually going.
The deeper I looked, the less comfortable I was.
And Gloria disagreed.
Gloria defended everything.
Every concern had an explanation. Every question had a reason I should stop asking it. Every time I brought her evidence, she had an explanation ready. Not because the answers made sense, but because she didn't want to believe the questions. The numbers were only the beginning. What we were really fighting about was trust. Gloria believed loyalty meant standing by the people who helped build everything. The facts mattered less than what they threatened.
You thought she knew.
I thought she knew more than she admitted.
That's a serious accusation.
It's not an accusation. It's what I believed at the time. Whether she was involved, covering for someone, or simply looking the other way, I couldn't tell.
And that's when you started talking to Lonnie.
She was Gloria's business partner. I figured if anyone would understand my concerns, it'd be her.
Turns out she had concerns of her own.
And eventually it became personal.
Eventually.
Do you regret it?
I regret how it happened. I regret not ending one thing before starting another.
You know, I remember when that story broke. Every business section in the country had your picture next to Lonnie's.
My issue was never that she looked into it. My issue was how she chose to do it.
The problem wasn't what she found. The problem was who she trusted with it.
Gloria didn't discover us by accident. She had us followed for months. The file contained months of surveillance. Every meeting, every lunch, every excuse we thought no one was paying attention to.
You were right. They weren't hiding concerns about Apex. They were hiding each other.
People assume my guilt comes from hurting her. It doesn't.
What's going on down here?
We were discussing Hajrija.
No. Music was the excuse. Gloria is the subject. I already told Jocelyn not to start digging into that girl.
I haven't done anything.
You don't think it's strange that Gloria trusted her?
I think Gloria trusted very few people. That doesn't automatically make them suspects.
Sometimes proximity matters.
And sometimes it's just proximity.
That's where I stand.
Good. Because we've spent years cleaning up the consequences of assumptions.
And if we're overlooking something,
then facts will find us eventually. Until then, leave music out of wars she never signed up for.
I've been replaying that conversation over and over since this afternoon. No matter how I think about it, I still can't shake the feeling that something changed. It wasn't just me then. I've been trying to convince myself I imagined it, but I didn't. The whole conversation felt wrong, like she wasn't asking anymore, like she'd already decided what my answer was supposed to be. Hold on. What happened? You both look completely different than you did earlier today. What did I miss? Taylor caught up with me in the hallway. She said she needed me to stay committed. But it didn't sound like encouragement. It sounded like she was making sure I wouldn't back out. She found me a little later. I asked whether we were crossing a line, and she just smiled at me. She never answered the question. She just made me feel like asking it was the real problem. So, she made time to talk to both of you personally. Funny, she never came to me. I guess she doesn't think my opinion is worth managing anymore, or maybe she thinks she doesn't need it. She kept saying this was about protecting the company, protecting the organization. But none of this feels like protection anymore. It's amazing how quickly certainty grows once someone believes they're carrying the entire mission by themselves. Eventually, they stop listening and start deciding who deserves to be included. I honestly don't recognize Taylor anymore. A few months ago, she'd have challenged a plan like this herself. Now it's like nobody else's judgment matters except hers. But every single time someone hesitates, she pushes harder. It's almost like disagreement doesn't make her reconsider anymore. It just convinces her she's the only one who's thinking clearly. That's how people end up isolated. They mistake loyalty for agreement. And before long, they're surrounded by people who are too uncomfortable to tell them they're wrong. This isn't even about the work anymore. What started as petty office competition has turned personal, and now people are more focused on beating each other than doing what's actually right. So let me get this straight. Music called Taylor a loudmouth bitch on one viral vlog, and somehow that's what started all this bullshit? We've completely lost the plot. You know what Taylor's biggest accomplishment has been lately? Convincing herself she's the smartest person in every room. Once that happens, everyone else stops being coworkers. They just become people who are supposed to clap. I almost told her I was done today. I had the words ready. I knew exactly what I wanted to say. And then I looked at her, and then I just couldn't. I wanted to say the same thing. Instead, I nodded, walked away, and spent the rest of afternoon morning wondering why I couldn't stand up for what I actually believed. I guess some things never change. Back in AKA, you two made sure Taylor got the presidencies instead of me. And now you're still following her around like she's the only voice that matters. Honestly, I should have seen it coming. You two spent half of Taylor's bridal shower telling everyone how lucky they were to work for her. Guess the ass-kissing didn't stop after college, it just got better dressed. That's not fair, Morgan. We weren't just following Taylor, we believed in her. But lately, I can't honestly say I know where she's taking us anymore. And that's what scares me the most. I'm not worried she'll raise her voice anymore. I'm worried that the second I stop agreeing with her, I'll become the next problem she decides needs to disappear. Because from where I'm standing, Taylor hasn't just been making decisions. You've been teaching her she never has to hear the word no. And somehow you've convinced yourselves that's leadership instead of surrender. I don't want us waking up a month from now wondering how a workplace rivalry when you start treating people turn like at enemies instead of something this coworkers. Because once you start treating Welker, I'm not sure you can ever walk that back. If Taylor keeps treating everyone who questions her like they're the enemy, something's gonna give. Maybe it's planned, maybe it's this team. But I don't think we're all walking out of this together anymore. Tell me something. If Taylor asked either of you to risk everything for her tomorrow, do you honestly believe she'd do the same for either of you? Loyalty only means something when it goes both ways.
All clear on the perimeter.
Hey, my guy. Right on time.
You already know. Couldn't let y'all have all the fun.
We got your booth ready. Just don't blow the roof off tonight. No promises.
I've been staring at the skyline for 20 minutes trying to decide if today ruined my career or finally gave me freedom to build the one I actually wanted.
I had a feeling you'd see it that way. Most people would have gone home after getting fired. You booked a rooftop table instead.
I'm done mourning companies that would have replaced me next week anyway. If they don't want me, somebody online probably will.
I'll drink to that. We should order something expensive tonight.
Good idea. Tonight deserves something expensive. If I'm celebrating in employment, I might as well make it memorable.
Charles texted me a few minutes ago. He couldn't make it tonight. Gloria wanted to keep talking business, and honestly, every opportunity feels like another test before she'll let Charles and me become real partners.
Still chasing that?
We are. Charles and I really want to get into real estate with Gloria, but it feels like every property comes with another hurdle. Financing, negotiations, and proving we're ready to handle bigger deals.
That sounds exactly like corporate life. Maybe that's a sign you should stop waiting for perfect deals and start making imperfect ones work.
Maybe. Although coming from someone who just got fired, your appetite for risk has clearly gone through the roof.
It has. I'm done building someone else's audience. Starting tomorrow, every ounce of effort goes into building my own.
So you're really doing it? Full-time creator, full-time influencer, no safety net?
Exactly. No meetings, no executives, no pretending to agree with people just because they sign paychecks. Just me and whatever I build.
I honestly think that's the happiest I've seen you in months.
Welcome to the lounge, darling ladies. I'll get you started.
See you inside.
That will be 45, thanks.
Got it, appreciate it.
Well, I'll be honest. I didn't expect to find you all the way out here. This gym's almost 40 minutes from downtown. Most people don't make that drive unless they're trying to get away from something.
I like the equipment. I like that nobody cares who you are. I figured that was reason enough.
I don't know. This place has its regulars. It's funny seeing someone whose entire career was built inside city limits suddenly preferring the suburbs. I wasn't aware city residency determined where people were allowed to deadlift. I'm just saying. You spent years representing one version of St. Louis. I didn't picture you crossing county lines for peace and quiet. I didn't picture you keeping track of where I work out. I don't. You just stand out. People who spend years wearing authority usually carry it long after they take the uniform off. So that's what you see? A former cop? Nothing else? No. I see someone who spent a very long time making sure everyone else sees exactly what she wants them to see. You've managed to psychoanalyze me in under 3 minutes. That's efficient.
I read that article.
That was years ago.
I know.
If you believed me, why did it bother you?
Because I couldn't find you. I found the officer. I found the department. I found the message. But I kept wondering where the woman ended and the uniform began.
I became a police officer because I wanted to help people. I don't owe anyone an apology for that.
I didn't say you did. Helping people isn't the part I questioned.
Then what exactly are you questioning?
I'm questioning why someone who survived a war, who escaped an ethnic cleanse, ended up spending years asking permission to be herself.
You think that's what happened?
I think you learned which opinions were acceptable. I think you learned how to dress, how to speak, how to stand, how to disappear without anybody noticing.
You don't know anything about what it took for me to survive.
And more importantly, I never let any institution tell me who I had to become to stay there.
You think that's what I did?
I think somewhere along the way, you stopped asking yourself who music was and started asking everyone else who they needed you to be. You couldn't separate the woman from the optics. You have no idea what the fuck you're talking about. And I'd advise you to get the fuck out of my face. I know enough. You think the department broke you. You broke yourself trying to become someone he'd accept. No. I just underestimated how low you and that douchebag you call a fiancé would go. But I guess that's what a loudmouth bitch does.
Go cool off, bitch.
You came at me now. Don't ever come near me.
You still don't get it. You don't belong here. You're still just some Hoosier pretending you belong. You can dress it up all you want. I see exactly who you are.
You told me to keep an eye on him, and you were right. Just like you said.